Atlanta, Georgia. Hot Atlanta, ATL. That's where everybody is and everybody's trying to go. So if that's your next location and you're looking for something to do, strap in and let's talk about these places to go. If you watched my last video and you saw where I was staying, which was centrally located to everything, the first thing that you will see is the Mercedes-Benz Stadium, which is home to the sports, concerts, all kinds of shows, etc. And then right behind that, not too far away, is the State Farm Stadium, which is the home to the Atlanta Hawks NBA. Listen, it don't get no better than that. And when we were there, we definitely saw people hightailing it across the highway to get to the stadium to see the game. So that is a great location. So since we're talking about downtown, let's talk about all the places that are centrally located and close to everything, especially if you stay where I stayed. Here's just a few of the places on our very long list of things that we wanted to do that we actually got to achieve. We were only there for about 72 hours, and so we tried to cram as much of it in as we could, but we couldn't fit it all in. So first we'll talk about what we did do, then we'll talk about what we were going to do. First on the list was the Coca-Cola Museum. So awesome, so close. You can Uber to it in like 5 to 10 minutes. Super cheap Uber to get there. It's so huge. It's so much to take in. You get an awesome walkthrough presentation first, and then you're led to like all these different rooms that you can go to. You get a free Coca-Cola cup that you can use for your tasting cup, and you get to take it home. And then at the very end, after you go through all these different rooms that kind of lead you through showing you all of the build up to how Coca-Cola was made, created, all the things that was created within it, all the different drinks that are made by Coca-Cola. In the very end, you get to actually go to the tasting room and taste all of the Coca-Cola products from all over the world and tantalize or gross out your taste buds. So fun. We were full of pop by the end of it. I think I went to the restroom like 3 times. And then you get to take a cup full of it out with you. And as you exit, you're going to enter into the Coca-Cola store where you can buy your souvenirs, sweaters, all kinds of things to take with you. So fun. It literally is almost a couple of hours worth of a trip. That was super fun and is a must-do in hot Atlanta. The next thing that we ventured over to, because it's all right within walking distance of each other, and I mean literally walk down the sidewalk to the next thing, was this Black History Civil Rights Museum. Oh my goodness, this was just levels of greatness mixed with compassion and sadness all at the same time. There's so much to see, guys. You're gonna need hours to do it, and maybe even a second time to come back and see it again. There's just so much to take in. They are also renovating a part of it, which will be read soon in the near future, and I think it's going to be even bigger than it is. But that was literally one of my favorite parts of my trip, was getting to go into that museum and see things I've never seen, hear things I've never heard, read things I've never read or learned about before. And it was just so heartfelt. It was so quiet in there. Everybody was so respectful. But because the material was so meaningful and was so heavy in some areas, people were just soaking it in and quietly moving about the museum, soaking in all that goodness and all of that learning material. That is a great place for families to go together, couples, people with young children, to let them learn. It is just jam-packed to the ceiling with all kinds of things. So that is a must-see while you are in the area of the Coca-Cola factory, because it's literally come out, you go to the right, and it's right there for you to see. Clean restrooms, nice people. They even try to give you a discount of some sort if you have a student discount or anything like that. But please, definitely do yourself a favor and go to the Black History Civil Rights Museum. We didn't actually go here, and we'll talk about this one in the next section, but right there in that same area is the Atlanta Aquarium. Super popular, place to go, but we will talk about that in the next section. But I just did want to let you know that that little trio is right there together, and the only thing that separates it are 3 little sidewalks. So there's a lot to do there. There's a park there in the middle of everything that you can sit and play with children, take photos. There's little statues that you can take pictures with. There are little cafes that you can sit and charge your phones or have a little snack. But we will come back to the aquarium. We didn't get to do that this time, but we will talk about it in the next section as to why. Just a few clicks down from the dynamic trio is the Centennial Olympic Park, another famous attraction because of the Olympic rings. Now, while we were there, they were actually under construction. So the ones that actually spread out the water and the kids can run through, or you can go and frolic in and stick your feet in, we couldn't see because it was all gated off. But it was still such a fun time. You can just walk to the corner and take pictures with the rings, or you can sit and watch the different water displays with the different colors on them as it turns night. You can also take a long stroll through the park with someone that you love or that you're there with. It's so serene, so relaxing. No one's bothering you, and it's just a nice break from all the hustle and bustle of the day. Right next to the Centennial Olympic Park, as you're sitting there watching the water, all you have to do is look over to the side, and there is the Sky View Atlantic Ferris wheel. That was so fun and so scary all at the same time. I enjoyed that you can get drinks before you go on there if you want an adult beverage or any kind of beverage. Also, it's air conditioned at the time because it was hot, so I'm assuming that it will probably be heated in the wintertime. So I've never been in a Ferris wheel that was climate controlled, and you could take an alcoholic beverage in. That was really neat. My daughter and I truly enjoyed it, although I got on that thing and thought, what am I doing on here? But don't forget to check that out. The next attraction would be the Ponce City Market. We actually joined one of our other YouTube beauties and had such a blast. She rode us all around Atlanta, and one of the places she took us to and was a must stop in her book was Ponce City Market. It was loaded with all kinds of goodies, all kinds of people. I mean, this is food central. If you want something to eat, this is where you're going to go. From pastries to Chinese food to pizza, different types of flavored drinks. I mean, this was the spot. It even had some home interior places mixed up in there as well. I really enjoyed strolling through there. We didn't get to see everything, so I'll definitely be revisiting it, but this is a must stop if you're going to Atlanta. Ponce City Market is the place to go. On the rooftop of Ponce City Market is the Skyline Park. You do have to pay for this, and they have these huge, almost movie-like elevators that you have to get on to ride to the top. It was really cool all on its own. And then you get up there and there's all kinds of different types of games you can play. There's little putt-putt golf. You can get on these big long slides that will shoot you down to the ground, and you can do it with other people and race or do it by yourself. There's all kinds of little, almost fair-like games that you can get on and play and race each other and challenge each other to win little prizes. And there's also beanbag toss, I can't even remember the name of it, game that I always love, and we had fun playing that as well. Cornhole, I think is what it's called. But yeah, super fun, and it's just a good time if you're with friends or family and you want a little something to do after or before you go down in the market and eat and stroll. And the last thing that we were able to do as an activity, like an actual activity, was the BeltLine Park. That is located right out of the back of that Ponce City Market, or the side, not sure. But you can walk out, it's a little stroll, and then you hit the path that leads to the actual walking park. And I mean, there's so much to see, from the beautiful flowers to the artwork that's along the way, the benches that are decorated up. It is just, I mean, there's people everywhere. It is a great way to walk off the food that you've eaten and really get some exercise in for the day if that's what you want to do, or just stroll and have a conversation. I didn't make it very far because my body was not having it that day, but we did walk for about 15, 20, 25 minutes before we turned back around. They even have seating areas inside of that little breezeway that leads out to the BeltLine and leads back to Ponce City. So that is an excellent place to go altogether. There's so much there in that one little area that you cannot even imagine all of the places to go. We also were able to enjoy some little snacks while we were there. We stopped at the Nike store and got some Nike shirts while we were there. So definitely hit up Ponce City Market, Skyline Park, and the BeltLine because they're all right there together. Next, we're going to talk about the food that we ate while we were there. The first place we ate at was a place kind of close by the Reverb, but not too close. We did try to attempt to walk here at nighttime. It was super long to me for a night walk up for two women in an area they don't know. So I do suggest taking an Uber if it's not daytime, but it was called No Moss Cantina. It's a few blocks from the Reverb. And guys, unfortunately, it's not one I can recommend. But you can read the reviews for yourself and make the decision yourself and go if you want to. I will say the atmosphere for it was really, really nice. There's a lot to see, a lot of places to sit. It is really a vibe when it comes to the look of the restaurant. But when it comes to the food, not so much. It was probably one of our least favorites of the whole entire trip. Now let's talk about the places that we did enjoy. The next place that we ate at was called Peri Peri. It is an actual Polynesian family-owned restaurant located right behind the Dynamic Trio, which is the Coca-Cola factory, the museum, and the aquarium. If you literally just walk back behind the aquarium, there's all kinds of restaurants there for you to choose from to eat at. And we chose the Peri Peri because we were looking for a good burger. It is Polynesian seasoning that's mixed up in the food, and it was different. It was different, but it was better than No Mas Cantina. So you can try that if you want to. They have lots of options on their menu. They were very friendly. The restaurant was very upscale and new age and kind of overlooking the street. And so yeah, definitely something to try. We tried something new, and there's places all around it for you to choose from. But definitely check out Peri Peri if you want something different. The next day, we met up with our sweet friend and my sweet twin and sister, and we went to the first place we actually enjoyed eating at, and that was Snooze. Guys, if you haven't had a chance to go here and you're going to be in the area, definitely check it out. It's also right across the street from a very popular and famous chicken joint that everybody goes to and talks about as well. So if you're in the mood for something like just chicken, you can go there as well. But Snooze had games outside the front of it that you can play while you're waiting. The waitress was so sweet and accommodating, and our food was genuinely very good. It was the first meal we'd had that actually warmed up our soul and was awesome to taste. We went from there to King of Pops once we were in Ponce City Market, and that was super different and yummy, and that's where you get this flavored popsicle that you put inside of, I got mine inside of a drink, and my daughter and my friend just ate theirs outright. But yeah, you can get mixed drinks with it in there. You can get a virgin drink with it in there, or you can just get the popsicle. I happened to get a drink with mine, and they had just a popsicle. They have all these different flavors. It was so fun to see and try, and it was very cooling and relaxing. So definitely try Jenny's while you're at the Ponce City Market for sure. After that, we definitely had to get some yummy, yummy popular ice cream, and she took us to a place called Jenny's, which was so freaking good. There are so many choices to choose from. It is unreal. We sat there smelling that good, yummy creaminess, thinking, which one are we going to freaking get? It is so cool. From the moment you open the door, you can smell the waffle making, which just makes you hungry for it so fast. There's so many choices, and they will let you try as many as you want till you find the ones that you want. The cone was good. The ice cream was yummy. It was just a great find all the way around. Can't wait to go back and try it because we don't have that locally. Definitely go to Jenny's and get you some ice cream. The very last place that we had the pleasure of eating at was the Shake Shack. We unfortunately were very tired by the time we got done with the day and ordered it via Uber Eats to the hotel, which was super easy to pick up. And although it was cold because of the Uber Eats driver, it was still really, really good. We had a traditional burger and some truffle fries and some soda. And it was really good. I can only imagine had we gotten to sit down in the restaurant and actually have that meal warm in front of us. Definitely check out Shake Shack. Now let's talk about the ATL things to do that we didn't get to do, but some of them we still have on our list to go back and do soon. The first one on the list is the Atlanta Zoo. Every time we go to a different city, country, state, whatever, we are always looking for their zoos because we love animals. Unfortunately, the zoo closed very early that day. They closed like 3 o'clock on a weekend. And so we didn't get to go. We were super sad, but it's definitely on our list to do. If you are going as a family, a couple, a mother and daughter like we were traveling, definitely find the Atlanta Zoo. It looks really cool and might be worth a stop. The next one that we have on our list to go back and do is the Botanical Garden. If you're going to be there, you like being outside, it looks beautiful day or night or any season. It does look like it changes a little bit per season, per cold weather, hot weather, and then it also lights up at night versus daytime. The statues and the cut trees and all the things that are there just look so awesome. I will say it's on the pricier side, and that was definitely a deterrent for the day. But we're going to go there again because we won't have the other things on the list to do, and we're going to try to see the Botanical Garden. Do keep in mind if it's holiday, sometimes it's holiday themed, and you can go on their website and look at some of their pictures, which we will put up here too, and just see how awesome it looks. We also want to try the aquarium. This time was just not the time. We had other things on our agenda, and the aquarium, guys, is pretty pricey. We went and I touched in those number of people, and I was like, oh no ma'am, not today, we're not. But if you love aquariums, you have the money, that's one of your main things to do, definitely check it out. I heard it's an awesome find that you can go in and really see some really neat displays of the beautiful animals. Aquariums are like zoos for us. We always find them. We always go to them. But this time, it was a little bit too rich for my blood. So we skipped it this time. So maybe next time. But if you're in the area, definitely check it out. This one we didn't get to do, but it's called the Sightseeing City Tour. I love city tours. I think you can learn so much about the city. I think by doing them, you can find things that you would have never otherwise found. And so if you're there and you're that kind of person too, and it's not walking, you can actually ride and hear somebody talk about the things and show you the areas. Definitely try the Sightseeing City Tour. You can usually do most of these things that I'm listing out also on TripAdvisor. We also want to go back and try the MLK Junior History Walking Tour and the MLK National Historical Park where he's actually buried. Those two we did not get to. We ran out of time because we weren't there long enough. But I think the walking tour takes you past where he worked, where he lived, his church, all of the things. And then the historical park is where he's buried, and it has facts and all those things about him. Two different vibes and feels I hear, and I want to do both. Going to that museum that we went to was so awesome, and it was heavy on the MLK, but actually being able to be in the areas and see his home and see the church, the Ebenezer Church and all the things really sounded appealing to me. So I do plan to go back and see both of those. If that's your thing, definitely sign up for the walking tour and definitely have someone take you to the MLK National Historical Park. If you like a spooky good time, don't forget to check out the Atlanta Ghost Tour, which is usually held at night, of course. But do be sure to read the reviews. We love any kind of facts about something spooky or things like that, but we didn't do it because the reviews were so mixed. And it was kind of alluding to the fact that maybe they're just speculating on what they think had happened instead of things that actually happened. And that sometimes you can't really hear the tour guide. So be sure you read reviews before you do this. But this is an inexpensive, thing to do with the family if you want something else to do while you're there in town. If you are a Walking Dead fan like me and you're traveling with Walking Dead fans, be sure to stop by the film location tour or the private VIP tour. I hear it's awesome. You get to actually be on set and location and see some of the places they were when they were actually filming. This is definitely a go-to for a Walking Dead fan. In regards to Centennial Olympic Park, right around it or right beside it is the College Football Hall of Fame. This is not exactly on my list because I'm not a huge sports fan, but I know if you're traveling with your husband, your boyfriend, your sons, or maybe you're just a sports fan yourself, definitely go and check this out. It looks really huge. It looks really detailed and really sports oriented. So definitely drop by there and see that hidden gem. The last excursion that we kind of wanted to do, didn't choose to do that time, was the horse and carriage right next to the Atlanta Ferris wheel. To get to the Ferris wheel from our direction that we were coming, you actually have to walk past the horses to get to the Ferris wheel. It looks so neat. They're lit up at night and it just looks fun. I think you get to ride around a couple of blocks of the city on these beautiful decorated horses. And so if that's your thing, if you've never done it, you have to do it at least once. And that's definitely something to do with your family, your loved one, whatever. So definitely keep your eyes open for that and hop on one if you can. Probably better have some cash on hand to do that. Again, guys, these are all excursions that you can find just by Googling and getting on TripAdvisor, and you can book them through TripAdvisor, and most of these you can just literally just walk up to. We didn't book anything for the Coca-Cola and museum and all that stuff. We just walked up, so just keep that in mind as well, that most of these excursions you can book, but you can just walk up to them and just go in as well. There just might be a little wait. Lastly, we're going to talk about the food that's still on our list to eat. Y'all, when you're there, you just can't eat it all at once. So we still left some on the list to do. Number one was the Vortex Bar and Grill. We had heard about the Vortex before we ever even got to Atlanta, Georgia, and totally forgot about it when we got there until we were about to leave. So the Vortex is a huge, very innovative burger joint, I think, that comes with all these different ways to eat burgers. We are definitely going to go back there. I hear the food is actually very tasty, even if you try something very different. So that is definitely on our list of places to go. The next one is the Velvet Taco. My sweet twin and friend recommended this place to us. Once again, we had no room, so we didn't get to try it. But next time, we're definitely stopping by the Velvet Taco. I heard it's one of the best taco places around. The Slutty Vegan. If you are a vegan, this is definitely a place to stop for you. I am not a vegan, so it didn't appeal to me, but I hear even people that are not vegans are stopping by the Slutty Vegan to have a burger or a meal. So definitely stop by there. It's super popular, super famous, and I hear for a vegan place, it's really, really good. So if that's your thing, that is there for you. Margaritaville, which is located right behind the Centennial Park, looked so neat, so colorful, especially at night, all lit up. And I hear the food is really good. Definitely a place to stop by for dinner or lunch if you can. I want to go for dinner because it's so beautifully lit up at night. And the last place, which gives you lots of options, is going back to the Ponce City. You must go in there and see all of the food that's located in there. It's so much food, it's overwhelming. From different places, different types. They have different pastry things, different types of drinks, different desserts. I mean, it is loaded with food. If you don't know where you want to eat, you need to go back to Ponce City and walk around inside of there to see what it is that you want to eat. Okay, guys, that is it. That is my little ATL Atlanta Peach City review of things to do and places to eat, places that's still on our list, places we enjoyed, a couple we didn't enjoy so much. But I hope that this helps you on your next trip to Atlanta, or maybe you're in Atlanta sitting in the bed like we were, Googling, trying to find somewhere to go or something to do. I hope this helps you a lot. Get in the comments and ask me any questions, and I will try to answer them if they're within my realm of answering of something that I did. But I think the things that I mentioned you will enjoy, and it will at least get you through your days there. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, aka like. It supports the channel for sure and helps us keep making material like this for you. And if I'm your vibe, don't forget to subscribe. Thanks so much for checking in with us today, and we'll see you in the next travel video. Bye for now.